Say what? Yo, who was that? A.T.L show coming live. People about the world. Know that we a show. We got TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
Naya, what?
The A.T.L show's on, duh. Get out! Get out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
A.T.L. They're back!
It's my time again.
Anthony, TeAma, T7, Legacy! They're back! They're the best! Let's get it! Season 2!
I'm the best in this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay. I'm the best, you other cats just failed the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spinners in my city. But if it comes for 28, then shit get greedy. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Even dead on the scene since you wanna be actors. Just the message. I'm talking over hills and places. Schools over feeling foggy, I be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. Going against me. Once me, you ready to lose. The game, the street, the throne is true. This is the message. Hope it leave you from me rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
A.T.L. ho.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. Herice. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out.
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the A.T.L as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goli.
Starting in January 2022, if you receive money through Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, any of those types of apps, if you get more than $600 throughout the year, you will receive a 1099-K, meaning you will be taxed on that money. So if you are a small business owner or a gig worker and you receive money through these apps, you want to start getting your paperwork straight now because you will be taxed on that.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the A.T.L. I'm joined tonight by the bold, the beautiful Miss T. Savage.
Hi, everybody. Good evening.
And also, I'm joined by my brother from another mother, Mr. Legacy the Great.
What it is, baby. A.T.L in the building. A.T.L ho.
A.T.L ho, baby. Yes.
Hey, Miss Tina Mo.
Hey, man, Mo.
Had to get my life together over here, honey. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Somebody must have got in that cookie pot, cause boy, you done did your hair and your
I
gold.
ain't do nothing to my hair. I just let it down. Just took the ponytail out.
I would say your hair looking good. Your eyebrows are snatched.
Yeah.
Listen, with absolutely no plans, nowhere to go, nothing to do.
Your face got that radiant glow.
Yes, like I did have that somebody in that honey pot. Like ain't nobody been in the pot but me.
Like you would see the
You heard her nasty. You heard her told somebody ain't nobody be in that pot but her.
Yeah.
Listen, if I don't know how to love on me, who else gonna love on me? Okay.
All right, Winnie the Pooh. No. All right, Winnie the Pooh.
Like you was feeding the multitude.
You better know it. Eat children.
Okay. Yes. Well, guess what? Our number 1 and number 2 fans is right here sporting the A.T.L shirts.
Here we go.
Number 1 and the number 2. So I'm gonna show you number 2 first. There's our buddy.
Okay, then come on. Hey, come on.
Kamal Akbar. He is sporting the A.T.L shirt. Look at that. Kamal is doing his thing.
Yes.
He's joined by none other than Mr. Legacy.
Aww.
Of course,
He got his hair. He got hair pine over there with him.
Legacy wants you to see the whole outfit.
Shout out to the little people. They had to back up so you could see he's so little. You know? It was difficult to get that shot.
They had to shoot it. They shot it from the down view upward.
Okay.
I believe it.
They had to use a video drone.
I believe
it. Oh, thank you, Kamal, for sporting our attire. I will be posting your pictures on our Instagram. We have 2. We have the A.T.L Instagram, and we also have the Anthony Brown Show Instagram. I'll post your pictures on both. Thank you so much, Kamal. But however, there's number 1.
You beat out Kamal. Yeah, look at that thing right there.
Oh, she's so cute. She wear it better than both of y'all.
Okay. She wear it well.
Hey, thank you, Mama.
Gabon said, "Thank you, Legacy, for teaching me how to properly pose."
Yeah, he wanted to do something
else. He been in. He know how to pose, honey.
Because he used to be a model back in Job Corps days.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Mama.
So that's our number 1 thing. And not only did she just show you this picture, she spelled out the letters A.T.L. Look at that. Give me an A.
Yeah, you got your A. You got your A. Give me a T. T. You got your T. You got your T. Give me an L. L. You got your L. You got your L. Now hush. You don't want none of us. Do y'all up? Do y'all?
Don't stop. Wait a minute. Wait.
Okay.
I want to jump up in it.
Yeah.
Now stop. And let Juice say do it. Do it. Don't stop. Let me turn a little bit.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Kamal says she's doing her thing.
Come on, boy. You better tighten up, boy. She's showing out over there.
She did the A.T.L pose on y'all. I gotta show that again. She said, "Give me an A."
Hey, you got your A. You got your A.
Give me a T.
T. You got your T. You got your T.
Give me the L.
L. You got your L. You got your L. Now hush.
Okay.
You don't want none of us. They don't want none of the ATL, baby.
Exactly.
I just heard you saying after that. Now hush, ATL. Who?
Exactly.
Ha.
Thank you, D-Lo, Mr. Lock Nation.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
What it is, Don Allen? What it is?
Give it to us, Don Allen. Give it to us. Yeah.
Out and about. But I said, let me come on in for a little while.
And grace our presence.
Yeah, no, y'all the grace for my presence. Come on.
Oh boy. Go ahead, Legacy.
Now I was just gonna tell Don Allen, did you see my daughter?
I saw that. Yeah.
That's that one right there. That's my everything.
Oh, that's too cute. It honestly is.
She is the first face you see on the intro.
Yes. Come on, close the door.
Get out.
Hey,
Get
Tony,
out.
Guess what surprise I got when I got home tonight, Tony?
What's that?
My two oldest sons and my nephew came from Georgia down here. They here.
Are they watching the show?
They on their way to Miami right now to go party.
Okay.
But they'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna bring them by there to meet you. Meet Miss Savage. Make sure we jump on you.
Well, you know, Savage.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Talking about jumping on somebody.
I don't want. I'm sure you're a little younger. I don't want to turn your neck.
You see my T7. My oldest son just turned 23 yesterday, and my youngest son 20.
Get him, Savage.
Jailbait.
Savage, don't hurt him.
Man. Listen, that's more my sister area. That's Auntie Adrian area. Cause I like older men. Them young boys can't do nothing for me.
You'd be surprised.
Hold on now. Them Williams, so they good. They good to go.
They not. They might be able to hunt real good, but that ain't what I need right now.
Both of them grown men, and they both work, got good jobs. One of them finna be a nurse. The 23-year-old finna be a nurse.
Oh,
He got milk on his mouth.
That's that long chick.
Yeah, he graduates next year.
My daughter is an RN. My oldest daughter, she's an RN. Yeah, my baby's an RN. Making my own
How many daughters you got?
I got the one daughter and I got one son.
Oh, I thought so. You said oldest daughter, like you got a plethora of daughters.
Savage, I swear your hair like you just got it done.
What I mean is she's my oldest child.
Okay.
My oldest child. My oldest child.
This hair right here ain't good look. You can't even see my scalp. The thing is, I always wear it in a ponytail. But what I did was I washed it to take the curls out because I like it when it's long. People don't know how long my hair is because it's always crinkled to curl. Now you get to see the inches.
Yes, the inches. Come on for the inches. Inches.
Yes.
Inches. Let's show off the inches.
Y'all, Lord help us, please.
We changed the name from my brother's keeper to the Real Locker Room Talk. The reason being is because
I saw that. I love it.
We were trying to get an Instagram to match the name of the show, and the other one that was already taken. So we said, okay, well, we'll just switch it. So we switched. So
that ain't what I wanted. I wanted the panty droppers.
And of course,
first of all, one of the people on the panel don't even like panties, so that don't work. Unless I don't know if you wear.
You can't say that. He might like boy panties. Yeah, boy panties.
They got what? Boy panties.
They got boy panties.
Donella, boy, you know all the secrets.
Okay, I
do. I know all the Victoria. I know all the Victoria's secrets. You hear me?
Boy,
all of her secrets are lies.
Boys and panties don't even go in the same sentence.
What are the boy panties for?
Tina Mo said, "How long will they mourn me?" Thug life, Tupac, a very serious topic. Determines friend from foe. Loyalty, dedication, devotion, faithfulness, affection.
etc.
I don't know.
etc.
Tony, Don Allen,
Extra.
Juice asked you a question, Don Allen.
Oh, what are the boy panties for? To me, boy panties is like tight drawers that men wear. Those are boy panties.
You want
So
some
y'all
boy
don't call
Like
them
panties?
tighty
Get
whitey
you
no
some.
Speedo.
Get you
more.
some boxes and cut the back out. Cut a hole right in the middle.
Oh wow.
Or just wear them backwards.
No, ew. Wow, y'all a little specific and graphic. My Christian ears can't take it. I'm just joking.
Okay.
Says the. I'm not listening to
Look, I'm used
My
to
my
tighty
vir-
panties.
look my virgin ears can't take it.
Ain't nothing virgin on you but your eyeballs, and that might not even be virgin.
Not even your,
I don't think it. I
not
don't
even
think
your
it was
nostrils or
though.
your ears is
No,
virtue.
I ain't saying no. Some people be trying. Let me stick it in your nose. I smell you coming. I smell you coming.
Damn.
Okay.
Not in a bad way. Calm
I
down,
ain't never been able.
legacy.
I ain't never been able to stick it in nobody's nose.
Because it's too big.
It probably fit perfectly in somebody's nose, legacy. You with a little room to spare.
Oh my.
With a little room
No,
to
Oh
spare.
my Lord.
I ain't never been in that category.
We need
Yeah, I take
prayer.
your word for
Let us
it.
pray.
Tina said, in other words, Gomer not forgotten.
I
Wow.
love tonight's topic. Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't gotten to tonight's topic yet, have we?
I wouldn't
I'm
know.
sorry.
The legacy. Did you have we lost legacy. The legadum. I was gonna say, do you have the question of the day? Because there he is. Legacy. Do you have did you look over your list? Do you have a question of the day?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a question of the
I
day
have
today.
one. I have one.
Go ahead, Don.
My question of the day, because I don't think it would make a good topic for the whole day, but it's a good question of the day. Why are Black people, African Americans, why are we so afraid of therapy and talking to people about our problems?
Because we are afraid to look in the mirror. We are afraid to meet ourselves. We scared of what we're gonna find. And we scared we might not like it. And at that point, we'll be at our breaking point. But we scared.
I think traditionally, because the way we were raised back in the day with grandmama and great grandmama, every time there was an issue or a problem, they always
Go to
said,
church.
Take it
go
to
to
the
church
Lord.
and take it to the Lord in prayer. As if that was the answer for everything. And God said, "Without faith, without works is dead." So some things you got to do on your own. He gave you the will to do and the knowing how to do it. Some things you have to do on your own. God is not a babysitter. And that's what we some Black folks tend to think that he is. Every issue. Oh, my head hurt. Let me pray. Oh, my stomach hurt. Let me pray.
We
Oh,
pray, yeah.
the girl says she's pregnant from me. Let me pray. I just lost my job. Let me pray. What are you gonna do on your own?
I tell people all the time that yes, we're supposed to go to God for that stuff. But he gifted people knowledge and wisdom for us to utilize. So if your hair hurt, yeah, you can pray to God about it, but pray to God on the way to the doctor.
Right. And if you have some mental issues, or you have something that you're holding in that's hindering you and that's hindering your life, yeah, pray to God about it. But I'm gonna need you to go to a therapist or a psychiatrist, because he enabled them to go to school all these years and get this education so they can help you.
I feel like a
Because
lot of Black people are walking around with PTSD.
yes,
And that's why people snap, because they don't address the issues, they don't address the trauma that's happened in the past. And people under the rug, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then something happens and they snap. And now we locked up because we done snapped. All that stuff is built up, and we got to our breaking point, Charlie brought the camel's back, and now we're releasing it.
They never dealt with those bottled up issues. Take us back to a previous show we did. Why do Black people? It was like the rape and the molestation case video that would show that we did. Why do Black people sweep things under the rug? That's one of the things. So that could be a traumatizing situation to people and it's swept under the rug. So you don't know how depressed or how mentally that affected an individual. So now 4 or 5 years later, now you snap. And you didn't go to therapy. You took it to your family. You took it to the prayer, but you still feel the same way inside. But you needed to sit on somebody's sofa with your feet up with some letters behind their name, but you didn't. And because you didn't, like I said, that's like Donnell said, that's bottled up anguish. And like Savage said, now all of a sudden you snap. And they looking at you like you're crazy. But no, I'm not crazy. I brought it to y'all 10 years ago when Ray Ray was sneaking in my room every night. When cousin Pooh was coming through my window.
Right. I have a perfect example.
Anthony, go ahead, Darren.
Oh, I have a perfect example. The movie called Addicted. If anybody ever watched that movie Addicted with Sharon Lear, with the lady who had the nymphomania, she went to her husband and she told her husband, "Hey, I have a problem. We need to go to couples counseling." And he said the normal thing that black people say. I'm not going to go sit up and talk to no stranger about our problems, what's going on in our home. Why do we need to go and sit up and talk to a total stranger about what's going on in our, when she kept trying to tell him that she's a nymphomaniac and she couldn't stop having sex outside of their marriage because it's a sickness. And then when it finally came out, now he's mad at her and blaming her when she tried to tell you, hey, I have a sickness. Something's wrong with me. It's a disease. I can't help myself. I don't want to have sex with all these people, but I can't help it because it's a sickness. I can't stop having sex. But just like most black people, what do we need to go and pay some stranger to go sit up on their couch and tell them about our marriage? What happens in our marriage need to stay in our marriage. And I'm sure
perfect
she had some lettuce lips.
And that's how I got a homeboy like that that's constantly having sex outside of his relationship or outside of his home. He can't help it. He's just thirsty.
I think another reason why we don't seek treatment or counseling is, today it's getting to level out and be amongst everyone. But in the past, when blacks were going to receive any kind of therapy, it was stereotyped, and they were more geared, instead of getting help and treatment for it, they were being given drugs. And it wasn't that beneficial to the black community because they were being told to suppress their feelings with a pharmaceutical substance versus talk it out and work it through. Whenever they would go and sit and talk to the counselor will make them feel inferior.
Like it was crazy.
Right. And so that's not uplifting nor helping them by belittling them and lowering their self-esteem and stuff. So we don't go. Today, we have more black people who are actual counselors. So the bridge and the gap is opening up to where we're seeking help and getting it, because it's more of us we're talking to each other. So we're not talking to a stranger. We're talking to our sister or our brother. But back in the day, the stranger was someone who, if we told that secret, they might call the police and we going to jail. And so people just didn't share what was going on.
Well, I can't say that because my personal experience, all growing up through my childhood, I went to therapy and psychiatry, and it helped me like tons. Like
I'm not saying that it doesn't help, but
it helped me,
I
Tony.
study
Don't say that.
psychology.
It
I have
helped
a
a lot.
bachelor's in psychology, and in my studies, while I was going through my training, that's what we experienced from people.
No, it helped me a lot. Miss Juicy, I have to agree that we were bashed for that, because that was the thing that that was their way of being able to get into our homes and things. You talking about? I mean, I don't think she's talking Donnell when she said, I don't think she's talking about like in the 80s and 90s and things of that nature. I'm thinking she's talking about when we in the early 50s, 60s, and early 70s. That was really like negative and taboo for the black community to be, and that's why we lean more on our pastors in that time She
Sorry.
always got a damn song.
I'm sorry.
But
No, but that fit
yeah,
in right. But that was perfect right there. Though.
yeah, but at that time though, that was their way of being able to get into the black homes. To
That's true.
when there's something wrong with the mom and dad, then it has to be something wrong with the children mentally.
Children.
And now we're dealing with a house of now we get you can medicate the whole family, and black folks have gotten to a point where we just feel like the only and like Savvy said earlier and you done that we just tend to go to God with everything and hoping that He answers what our prayers at that time. But we have to understand too, as Tony said, that we have to go and put in a little work, to seek somebody who's definitely in our best. Could you get her out of here?
I'm gonna do it all night long. This how you like it, all night long.
But you gotta just look at it like
all night long.
Yes,
all
all
night. Everywhere they meet, they're dancing in the street all night long.
Yeah, all night, all night.
But that's a good topic. I think counseling is good. I can't see myself going to ministers anymore because I think some, especially black ministers, I just feel like they use that setting to, especially with women, to sleep with them.
Not all ministers do that. You
I
can't
didn't
put
say
them
all.
in that
We know your
category.
dad is a good guy, but
I'm
it's
not
a lot
just
of
talking
horse.
about my dad. I know other ministers that are good guys as well.
But there are a lot of horse ones too.
There are, just like there's a lot of holes inside of legacy. We ain't talking about that though.
Hey, I ain't counseling nobody yet.
Praise God.
But
who gonna counsel
Thank
you?
Jesus.
Who gonna check you, buddy?
I'm gonna go. I will. I don't have a problem. I remember when I was probably in middle school, and I remember I had a counselor myself, and I remember telling them I wanted to be white, and they was like, "What? Why would you want to be white?" I was like, "I mean, hell, y'all got everything. Y'all got the money. Y'all got the power. Who wouldn't want to be?" And
yeah.
That was when I was much younger and didn't understand my power as an African American male, or as Miss Juicy say, a human being. And I understood my worth when it came to who I am as a man, and that's just it. I don't feel like I really need to go sit on nobody counseling seat because I think some people just use it for their advantage and use it against you later on in life. Not saying that it ain't beneficial to other people. I'm just saying it just ain't for me.
Yes, yes, Tony.
Recently, we spoke to a mental health therapist. Show on a different topic, but we've invited her to come back. We're going to have a mental health topic. And I definitely would like you to be on that show.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I think you've been to therapy and counseling and stuff, and then plus the traumatic situation that's gone on in your life with your abuse as well as your mom, and then Juicy's cousin was it your cousin or your brother, Juicy Cakes? Well, she's probably not with us, but
my cousin.
Her cousin, he agreed to come onto the show because he was ostracized and put out of his household for coming out of the closet as a minor, he was a teenager, and when he was put out and having to go and survive on the streets, he was being pimped and prostituted as a way.
Oh wow!
So he's going to tell his story as well, and I want both of you to be on the show on the night that I have the mental health person. So
almost definitely.
In case y'all go to crying and slinging snot and tears, we got somebody on here with some letters behind their name that can help you. So I'm gonna just say,
we got letters behind ours.
I'm gonna just say pray and take it to
Criminal
God.
charges don't count. I'm just saying.
I thought those were numbers.
Listen,
Not
I can
criminal
talk that
charges
trash
don't
'cause I got criminal letters and I got educational letters. I got both of them. So
You on tonight, Miss T Savage. T Savage
Yeah,
on tonight.
Savage is on it now, and
Savage is on
I'm
tonight.
ready to take that act on the road. Thank you. That was a great
Savage.
other day, Diana. Thank you very much for that question.
Thank you, Don Allen.
We appreciate
No
that.
problem.
That was
Yes,
he's an on-time prophet.
D-Lo.
Yes, he is.
Yes, Lord.
And here's our next segment of the day.
Dear A.T.L is a segment of the show where you, the viewer, can write in and tell us about what's going on in your life. And we will read your letter and respond to your letter live here on the air. So if you're experiencing relationship problems, best friend disputes, baby mama, baby daddy drama, marriage issues, church hurt, church issues, and many, many more, send your letters to TheAnthonyBrownShow at gmail.com.
Well, since we do not have a letter of the day, no one sent in an email letter, I found an actual video that we could talk about for 30 minutes in place of the letter, which I think is just as interesting. I really wanted TeAma on it because I know TeAma will be going the hell off when she see this. But and Legacy. But I'm gonna show this quick video. I want y'all to take it in as much as you can and mental analyze it. And we're gonna talk about it. You ready? Here you go.
Nanny
can't see,
nightmare that's got
Tony.
parents
Ready.
everywhere worried. The couple you're about to meet thought they'd found the perfect person to take care of their children until they say she stopped working and started squatting. Now the family that hired her can't get rid of her. Why won't she leave? ABC's Ryan Owens went inside in search of answers.
How you like that, Mom?
For this California family, even the most routine of family activities, like the afternoon snack, anything but. Just look what happens when Mom goes for the fridge.
I do it tight so she can't even stick her hands in there and try to pull things out.
Yes, that's a bike lock on the refrigerator, put there to keep the nanny away.
I hired a nanny and she refuses to leave. I am completely on my wit's end. I've been crying.
For nearly a month, the Bracamonte family has been trying to lock out their live-in nanny from a lot more than that fridge.
This is America, land of the free, and I'm not free in my home. I'm a prisoner in my home.
They want her evicted from their suburban home in Upland, about an hour east of Los Angeles, after they say she quit working.
This is your house. We're sitting in your living room. Did you have any idea it was so hard to kick somebody out of your house?
No, because I've seen it happen so many times. People say, get out.
So this corner of your house is basically off limits to you guys right now.
But they have a problem now. Meet 64-year-old Diane Stretton. The family says they fired the live-in nanny after they claim she quit working around the house, complained of health problems, and spent nearly all day locked behind this door.
And if I want to see this room, you won't let me inside.
We can't let you inside. This is now, by court, by law, this is her domain.
Even though it's in your house?
Even though it's in our house. We can't go in there. We can't open the door. We're off limits to a section of our own house.
Stretton wasn't in the bedroom when we visited and wouldn't return our calls. But watch what happened when television station KCBS was rolling as the father served her with court papers on Wednesday night.
Why won't you leave? They've asked you to leave. Why won't you leave?
We have that clip of her not talking to the reporter. When you guys ask her to leave, what does she say to you?
She smiles and shuts the door on me.
Really?
Really.
The nanny moved in back in March after responding to this Craigslist ad seeking a nanny in exchange for free room and board.
I've hired nannies this way before, and people always ask me, did you do a background check? Yes, I did. I did a background check. I've called references.
And she says everything checked out. And at first, the arrangement worked. The three kids loved their nanny. 4-year-old Ralphie was especially close to her.
He loved her like grandma. Like a grandma, and I would tell him, Mom, you have competition.
But soon the family says their nanny became less Mary Poppins
As I expected, practically perfect in every way.
Less Mrs. Doubtfire.
Look at that face. You remind me of Stuart Little, one of the most honorable creatures in all of literature.
And more nanny nightmare. But it turns out she does have rights, and this family has a mountain of legal paperwork to prove it.
There is no timeline. It could be 3 months, it could be 6 months. She could end up filing bankruptcy, and it could start all over.
In court, Diane Stretton has asserted she's more than live-in help. She's a tenant in the family home and should be afforded all the legal protection that comes with it. She got a judge to agree.
The facts of this scenario are completely surprising, but having to abide by the law and going through the formal eviction process is not surprising, because there's a general idea here that we don't want people taking matters into their own hands.
The family says she's little more than a squatter, one who apparently really likes to sue.
16, 17, 18. 18 lawsuits, whether she's a plaintiff or not.
Diane Stretton's name is listed on dozens of civil lawsuits across Southern California.
Why don't you just change the locks?
Because it's an illegal lockout. And we can get sued for $60,000 or maybe even taking our house away from us. And
yeah. It becomes a huge legal battle.
You need to make sure that she has her day in court, however ridiculous it may be, and that then she's evicted properly.
Are you scared of her?
I wouldn't say I'm afraid of her, but I am fearful of when I'm not here. I'm fearful of when I have to go to work. I have to leave my family in the morning. I have to leave my children in the morning. She towers over my wife.
You feel so helpless. You feel victimized.
Do you think she's just looking for a free place to live?
Oh, yeah. I think that she actually spends her day trying to ruin people's lives, and misery loves company.
Perhaps, but this evening we found the Bracamontes' 3 kids playing at home, seemingly unaware of the media circus swirling around their awkward living situation. They may have to deal with it for a while. The eviction process could take weeks, maybe months.
Where's our safety, our justice in our own home?
Until then, the bike lock stays on the fridge.
I'm not going to let her eat my food.
I'm Ryan Owens for Nightline in Upland, California.
Ooh, I want to go first.
Whoa. Whoa.
I had a similar experience in my father's home when I moved in to care for him. And there was a tenant who had been renting the basement. And then when the pandemic happened, no one was able to work. He wasn't able to pay. But in technicality, he wasn't paying prior to the quarantine happening. So it had been, that was a good excuse to say, oh, I can't pay now that the quarantine happened. And I was able to get him put out because of him being aggressive towards me and my father. And his rights all the way up until he started with his aggressiveness was exactly as what they were saying. And he literally locked us out of the basement where we had to wash our clothes and wash and dry were in the basement. And he would lock us out the basement with a shower curtain rod, so we couldn't get in the door at all. And that's our home, and he would come up into our part of the home whenever he felt like it. He would lock us out, but we couldn't lock him out. And I was able to get him out because of him being, violent and acting like he was going to do something. I don't know California's laws, but if she's towering over him, all they really should be hollering is they threaten. And then, man, I'd be defending myself and she might not be around. Because that's very attackful.
Let me ask you this. In your situation, Juicy, did the basement not have an exterior door?
It has an exterior door. It has its own entry and exit way, but that wasn't
I would
lock
him in the basement. He would only had to go in and out that door.
So, more to the story, like they probably have a lot more they didn't say in the video. The basement was not a full kitchen apartment basement. So the provisions when he moved in was if you wanted to get a stove or refrigerator, you're more than welcome. The space is provided but we didn't provide the appliance. And he had a refrigerator that he refused to. He claimed it worked, but needed more room. So he was using the freezer upstairs, couldn't afford a stove. And because of the law and it being an apartment, he had to have access to food. So by them putting the lock on the fridge, that would be a violation to the law here where I live.
So he have access to food, but not your food though.
But if he doesn't have a way to cool it, like to keep it fresh, it had to be somewhere provided. So he had to put it in our refrigerator
It was
upstairs.
provided. It was refrigerated in the basement, like you said.
It didn't work.
But it did.
And it was crazy. I said, I'll bring you a refrigerator, but he wouldn't move it. So literally, I had a refrigerator in my kitchen and a refrigerator in my dining room, and a broken refrigerator in the basement.
And who was this person to you, Ju?
Who was he to me?
A tenant.
Yeah.
A tenant, a man who needed a place to stay.
So what in where you are? What's the law far as when someone become a person that lives in? What's the time average of stays before a person become a tenant in your home?
Well, over 10 days is the law. A person becomes a tenant in your home, and
So
then
you
you also have to remember that. No, he had been a tenant for years. Like she was working and doing her job and then stopped. They keep up with one thing. They were doing something for years and then stopped.
So you had to do an eviction.
But remember, quarantine, there's no evictions during the COVID.
Right. It wasn't.
Right.
But it is now.
Oh, he's out. He got out during COVID when there weren't evictions because he got aggressive. And I was able to use the law on my side and get him put out because of
right. But without that,
I would not have been able to have anything. He would have been right there bothering us.
Because I know here in the state of Florida, I think it's 7 days. It's 7 days. And if they get any mail to your address, they're now a tenant.
Right. It's mail.
It's the same way here. It's the same way here.
It's mail too. Mm-hmm. And the crazy part
It's the same way here in Texas too. Yeah.
You can't even change their mailing address from your home.
Mm-mm.
Why can't you?
I mean, you could fraudulently
because they're the ones who have to put in for the change.
The person is the one who has to put in the change for themselves. If you don't put it in for yourself, it's not legal.
Mm-hmm.
That's a federal offense.
So y'all had to go through all of that.
Like right now to today, me and my spouse had someone staying with us. If he wanted to come back and stay in our apartment, guess what? He still can. You know why? Because he still gets mail at our apartment.
Yeah.
That's because
he's never changed it.
So what you need to do is do a trail of everything that comes, do return to sender, and write no longer.
Oh, wait a minute, no, hold on. No, he can't do it anymore because now we moved downstairs, so we're in a totally different apartment number. So his mail keeps going to that old apartment number. So he if he tried to pull that and be like, oh well, I want to come back because I get mail there. No, you get mail at 224. We live in 120.
Right.
You ain't never lived in 120.
That's like squatters. A person, you can have property and you can have it unattended for I think it's 90 days. And if someone comes into your property, breaks in your home, squat, and start living in your home, you can't, even if you came back and you're like, hold on, what the hell, somebody in my house? You can't just throw them out.
You have to give them an 30-day eviction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's one time I had.
Go ahead, Donnell.
Tony knows this. Tony knows this story. One time I had allowed someone to stay in my house, And not only did they stay, they moved in their significant other into my house. And so, in order to put them out, because they were there more than 30 days, I had to go through the whole eviction process and everything. Luckily, they tried to get violent with me, and that's why I said the thing with Miss Juicy that reminds me of what happened to me. And I reported them to the police, so that made it so they made all that null and void. They just had to get out because I live in Texas, which is called an at-will state. So if something like that happens, and it null and voids the whole process. If they get violent or whatever, I basically when that happens, I can throw them out at will and get them gone at will.
But going back to this video that we just watched, and Juicy's situation, Dinala's situation, somebody make it plain and clear to me. What goes through a person's mind that says, these are strangers to me. They're not family. They're not loved ones. They're not family. They're not, somebody I dated. What gives them the audacity to say, well, I'm just going to stay in your house free and try and have the right to eat your food?
Because they think if the law is on my side and I'm going to do what I got to do to survive.
They have no conscience.
That was an excellent statement, Savage.
I was about to say, I agree so heartily with you. That is exactly the reason right there. They know the law and they know they can do it, and they do it.
They have no conscience, and they have absolutely no conscience.
And the thing about it is half of them don't even know the law. They hear it from somebody else. They heard. Like, you can't even read. How you know about this, sir?
Savage, but the crazy thing is most of the time, these people, for her to be so comfortable doing what she was doing, that's not the first time that lady done ever squatted on somebody in their house.
They said they have to have 18 lawsuits.
Yeah,
That's
18 lawsuits. Yeah, she done did this more than one.
And the dumb behind judges are allowing her to. Probably because she's a Caucasian individual.
Because her middle name is Karen.
Y'all seen that movie about a Karen named Karen?
No,
they keep telling me about it.
I told y'all about that movie. I got to see. I might pay for it again this weekend.
What is it called?
Karen.
The movie's just called Karen.
Named Karen. Her name is Karen, and she's a real Karen.
It's on Netflix?
No, I paid for it. It was like $3 or something.
Well, when you say you pay for it, where did you pay for it at?
I don't remember. I don't remember, ma'am.
Then how you gonna pay for it again?
Huh?
Then how are you going to pay for it again?
I'm gonna Google where can I go to watch the movie Karen, and Google gonna tell me what it is.
Well, Google it now for people can know how to go watch Karen.
Okay, give me a second.
So we'll give Karen some free promo.
Well, the movie was just, I got white friends, but I was mad. Some movies like that make me mad. I just.
Oh wait, we don't want to make people mad now. We already experienced.
I mean, any movie about injustice to the mistreatment of my people.
We gotta stay healthy. We gotta keep our immune systems up.
Definitely.
Okay, Doc.
That stress might hurt us.
Dr. Juicy.
Dr. Juice Cake.
Where does cake come from? You asking I seen her booty and it's a big booty and it's juicy. And when you say cake, I think about her booty. And I don't think about juicy booty when her name.
It is.
It is. Juicy, put it in the camera, girl. Let me see.
I'm driving. But let me try to get another picture.
Just listen. Pull over at the red light.
You know, at the end of the show, you always be like, well, good night, everybody. I got to go to school in the morning, so I'll talk to y'all later. She showed us her cakes.
You did, Juicy? You showed cakes without me. I am appalled.
We're live, you all. But stays backstage.
Listen, Savage, look.
I'm just
that lady. I don't know.
I'll show it again.
I think sometimes people just have to go on and fight. Somebody should have went on ahead and whooped her ass.
Yes.
And they would have had to separate us right then. And by the time I would have bond out, I wouldn't have hit the lady, but my wife or whoever my girlfriend should have went on ahead and did it. So both of them I bond you out and we'll be done moving her stuff out by the time she get home.
They say you can watch Kevin on BET.
I just put it in the private chat for us, y'all, where you can watch it for free.
I see it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cordell said, "What the hell did I do?"
We can watch it. We can advertise for. Oh no, the ratings will go up.
Oh, you know what? I saw it on Amazon Prime.
Thank you, Research Department, Don Allen.
Y'all heard me?
Thank you, Research Department. That was fast and quick.
Y'all heard me?
It's free.
Prime.
I understand.
What you say, Duke? I mean, Savage.
I said I watched it on Prime, Amazon Prime.
But what I just sent y'all was free.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna sit there and watch the movie on my phone. I stopped there years ago. I'm too grown to be watching movies on my phone. Too grown for that. I got a whole TV. I mean, I'm not. I appreciate the link, you know, because I'm.
Pull it up on your phone and cast it to your TV.
I've never done that. I've tried it. I was having some technical difficulty. This phone is possessed.
How you doing, Cordell? What's going on there?
Can't you use your cord from your phone to hook it to your TV?
Honey, this ain't the iPhone. This is Android, so I don't know what kind of.
Okay, you can get a C to HDMI. Yeah, a C to HDMI cord. Mm-hmm.
I would have an HDMI hole.
Okay, so are we finished talking about this nanny?
We are.
I just can't believe that someone would do such a thing. I can't fathom that.
I don't know why you can't. People gonna, if they could get something for free, they gonna get it.
Well.
And that's in any race.
We got about 7 minutes before we go into the topic, but so I want to show y'all this one video, 2 videos actually. I was saving to feel some time. This one kind of reminded me of Legacy.
Everything reminds you of Legacy.
I got one for Legacy and one for TeAma.
Oh my God!
The TeAma one could actually be Savage too, because I could see that being Savage.
Oh Lord!
but this one is definitely.
I need to grab my Bible off of my dresser. It's a little dusty, but it still works.
Okay. The blood never loses its power.
Okay.
Here's Legacy's video.
Come on, let's see.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He on X Games mode. Oh my God. Oh my God. He on X Games mode.
Superman playing football.
I've seen that move happen in real life in high school
football.
Yeah.
Me too.
I ain't never seen that. He done leaked over somebody to keep from getting tackled.
Yep, he wanted that touchdown.
That is crazy.
Kia, my eyes blurry. Tina said the movie Karen 2021 is a racist movie about a Caucasian woman that tries to pull out all the stops to read. You ain't supposed to tell him what it's about.
You read it. You read it.
No, I stopped when I realized she was how deep into detail she was going.
Thank you, Miss Tina.
You just say it's a movie. It's a movie about a person named Karen that is a real life Karen. And once you say that, everybody know what a Karen is.
Now here's a video that reminded me of Savage and TeAma.
Lizzie, bring that here now. Mommy, fuck you, bitch.
Uh-huh.
Did you catch it?
It didn't play on my end. Did that baby catch that fist?
The baby said, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yep.
There you go again.
Lizzie, bring that here now. Mommy, fuck you, bitch.
Uh-huh.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about that video. Kids react off of your reaction. So 9 times out of 10, the child has heard somebody else say that. And they saw the reaction they got. So they're saying it just to get the reaction. They don't know what they're saying. They just want the reaction.
They will know though.
No. I wouldn't have beat my daughter for that at that age. I would have sat her down and explained to her, you heard such and said, but that's not right. We don't talk like that. You just saying that to get a reaction. I wouldn't have beat my daughter. The child don't know.
Okay, then they don't remind me of Savage. They remind me of TeAma, because TeAma would have got with her.
Yeah, because that you gonna have to get that.
It depends on how old the child is.
To formulate that entire sentence like that, you know enough. So I'm gonna show you
that.
That
baby said FUB, and think about it, they mimic everything. So if he wanted, he say FUB. He heard somebody else say FUB. He just repeat what he heard and the reaction that person got.
He must have
But he said that with too much clarity though.
He must have closed his eyes when he was listening to the grown folks say it, because it was a fist that would throw after the fuck you bitch part from grown people. So I'm gonna show you with a little tenderize. I'm gonna tenderize that little ass, and you gonna know that you don't say that to people no more.
Especially grown folks.
You don't say that no more to nobody. Kill you.
Mama snatched off her weave and everything.
Daddy handed her that shoe.
Being kids don't work for every child.
Guess what? If you train them in the beginning that this is what you get,
you ain't got to tell me, because I trained my daughter at 9 months. She was getting popped on the bottom of her feet.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
But that right there, to me, that's different. They just repeating what they heard, and
they won't repeat it no more.
Right, but you can tell your child not to repeat it without beating them if it's the first time they say it, and depending on how old they are. If you 4 years old, if you 4, if you 3, you know better. Even if you 2, but if you 1, you just repeat what you heard.
But we don't know how old that child was.
I'm just assuming the child was 1, Legacy. Tina said, I will be watching this soon. You can watch on Fire Stick. I'm watching y'all on big screen, sending it to my phone. That's called showing love too.
The goddamn Tina.
Tina watching on the big
screen. I like cussing. It's like fun. The words are just fun to say. And my first 3 didn't really like repeat me like that, but I had the 4th one. Oh, he was surprising, and he would just come out with it at the right time with the right context, like
exactly. So that baby came out with the right sentence at the right time.
Yes. And he knew exactly what he was saying, and knew he was wrong for saying it, because
Tina said, "My bad, y'all." Tina said, "My bad, y'all."
But I wasn't the parent to beat him, because I knew I was the parent that taught him. I was not to beat myself.
Okay.
It was the same way with me growing up, because I grew up in what I call a cursing household. My grandma cussed, my mama cussed, my auntie cussed, everybody. Every other word was an MF for them.
Not the evangelist cussed.
Oh yeah. As soon as she get out of church, she saw something she didn't like in church. She'd get in the car talking about, did you see that bitch, Sister Johnson? Oh, nasty whore. She came with that skirt slid all the way up there to the side of her hip. You can see her coochie. Oh, nasty bitch. Oh, you just got out of church.
I got to be like one of the rarest people in the world. Me and my sister now. We have never, ever heard our parents curse. We never heard them cuss. Smokers to smoke, drink, nothing. We picked that shit up on our own.
Yeah.
That was my grandma.
Well, no, I grew up in a cursing household, drinking household, smoking household. So my mom would leave church, leave Bible study, praising the Lord, speaking in tongues, and go home and light up a good old what's that cigarette, Newport 100. She'll grab her scotch, her whiskey, and put on that with these last $2. Yes.
No, she wasn't. Don Allen.
Huh?
No, she wasn't.
She was with her house coat on and cussing about
Hey, y'all
everything
can
she
make
done
me go
seen.
outside and smoke. Chill out.
Cussing about everything
Cut
she
my
done
camera
heard.
off. Be talking to y'all to hear the train in the background.
Cussing everybody up about what she done seen, what she heard at church, the bitches she don't like at church. That bitch can suck her pussy and she can't stand her.
Lord.
Oh yeah, my mom was that. Jeez, my mom was that evangelist. Yes.
Wait, she was
We'll
that
come home.
evangelist?
Oh yeah, my mom was a licensed and ordained evangelist, preacher. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And play bingo.
Taking your head, Savage. Savage could do it but shake her head.
That's where I get my bad habits from. Yeah.
People just be perpetrating. Like, if you ain't about that life of Christ, just stop acting like you are. Just be your true, authentic self and just keep your relationship with God. Don't be out here leading people off the fucking cliff. People here evangelists
That's where I
and
get
stuff
my
like that.
bad
They
habits.
wanna follow the people, but you know, looking at you like, how you call yourself this, but you acting like that. I was the one calling the bitches out. I know you ain't talking to me now. I heard you cussing down the street a couple days ago. You trying to talk to me about how I'm talking?
Okay.
Doggone Savage, boy.
Wow.
It'll be like, Sister Jones, I'm gonna need you to hush, Sister Jones. I just heard you, Sister Smith. You was cussing your grandson out. Right
Listen,
after
my daddy saved a lot of people. I respect my daddy. A lot of people didn't get it. Who should have got it? Should have got all this.
Not the gold bite.
Not that fool. I'm talking about this mouth.
That's what I'm talking about. Biting like a pit bull, telling them about their business.
Mm-hmm.
Why ain't supposed to be like a pit bull?
I'm about to get some more piercings, y'all. I should take the A.T.L show with me to the tattoo parlor.
I told you I'm going.
Yes.
I told you I'm going.
I want to get my nose. I want to get my nose.
Yeah, I'm getting.
I do too.
Say what, Tony?
Also, on Savage, take you with you. Take you with her.
Okay, Juicy, where you at?
Washington.
Well, I'm in Washington, D.C.
Oh. I ain't been there since I was in 5th grade. What is the patrol?
With the patrol, you should come on up. They got a new museum now.
I'm lying. I never been because they was trying to forget. My sister went. I didn't go. They was trying to skip me up a grade. I didn't want to get skipped up a grade. I want to hang out with my friends. And that
You want
was
to hang
it.
out with you want to hang out with your friends, your hood rat friends, to do hood rat stuff.
No,
like that little boy said, I want to hang out with my hood rat.
Look, I didn't become hood rat-ish till 6th grade. I was good.
I want to hang out with my hood rat friends.
I went to Greater Bethel. I went to a Christian school where they make you learn Bible verses and pound in front of the class with this big old paddle, like you in a sorority or fraternity.
Well, I know they didn't miss all that ass you had.
Shut up. At least I can see over the counter.
Listen, you right there with me, shorty.
Nah, player.
Tony, you know I can't, y'all, you know I just came from the eye doctor and I can't see today, right? So tomorrow, if you work tomorrow too, don't
you? Can't see?
I can't see nothing.
You can't see this?
Damn it, I said nothing.
Obviously you saw it because you calling.
No, I didn't. I'm trying to get you to understand I can't see you.
Show him again, Savage. I made it bigger.
Can you see this? Read between the lines, sir.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
You're supposed to hold it down and say,
all right, y'all. I'm gonna go in where I'm going, y'all. And I will see y'all later. Good night, y'all.
Thanks for coming in.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Alan. Adrian says hello.
Adrian said hello, everyone.
Miss Adrian, where you at, baby?
That's not Miss Adrian. It's Adrian Top.
Oh man, ain't nobody study muscle bound, dude.
We speak to everybody. We honor all our guests.
I don't me and Adrian don't get along. I don't even get along with him.
You have to get along. Just be cordial. You ain't got to be that man BFF. Just be cordial.
When he get to the States, me and him got some issues we got to deal with.
Don't worry about it, Adrian, because I got your back, sir.
You see what I'm talking about? That shit be so crazy.
$5 Friday.
Tony, you know Adrian finna fight back, don't you?
Of course.
Tina Moe said I have to put you on the biscuit so I can see. I'm done. Legacy, did you tap into this thing and create this app, this profile for Tina Moe? So I can see Legacy's whole body better. What the fuck? Other than that, only thing I can see is he has the biggest, beautiful smile and the largest. Get the fuck, Tina.
Thank you, Miss Mo. I can't see you right now, girl, but I will.
Hey, Tina, you can read between the lines too. Both the lines. Both of them. Let me do a double time. Double time.
I love you, Adrian. You my brother, baby.
Adrian
so, yeah, you talk too much. Hey, Adrian, I got your back, bro. Don't worry about it. You hit the state too. What's up? I got. Oh, you say midget. We gonna be politically correct, little people. Okay, he's a little person, and he has a little person complex. That's why he yells so loud. He talks so loud.
When you meet Savage, you gonna call her a dwarf that got missile titties that just shoot out at you. They gonna be at your kneecap.
Missile titties. You talk about my breasts? I'll put them bitches on the camera. Ain't nothing missile about these. These bitches is big and full. They ain't shooting missile or nothing.
It's going crazy.
Wow.
You just mad because my
gas prices.
You just mad because my titties taller than you. That's the problem.
Oh Lord.
Mad.
Oh.
You trying to climb the ladder? The missile ladder?
Them gallon jugs, you know good well them things floaters.
What'd you say? He got a Nerf gun. You got missiles and he got Nerf.
Child. Well, just kidding, Legacy. I love you all. Tina Moe. I like how you like the backtrack. They just said, oh yeah, you too. When you call somebody out, they love to try to back it up, don't they? What that mean, DWL? Y'all know the target. What's DWL?
Down below.
Huh? Oh, oh. How? Okay. Nothing about it.
Let's get into tonight's topic.
Let's get it. Let's go.
Adrian said milk bullets. Damn.
Be quiet before I shoot you across the water. You don't even know.
Milk bullets.
Adrian, they full enough to reach over there too.
Hey, Legacy. Pew, pew, pew.
Milk
Adrian, pew, pew, pew. That's for you.
Never heard of
I'm not doing this. Y'all got me on one tonight. Mm-hmm.
How long
should you more?
Mourn? And what basically we were talking about in this topic is, you know, people. Oh, my camera's off. I'm sorry. You know, the other people, the Karens, and those people, they often mourn the Holocaust. 9/11, the Holocaust, which was God knows how many years ago. They mourn 9/11, which was 20 years ago. They mourn
Pearl Harbor,
which was many, many years ago. However, when we try to commemorate or remember things like Black Wall Street, the bombing of Black Wall Street, slavery, Rosewood, anything dealing with the Black culture, they want to tell us things like, well, get over it, or act as if it's less important. He said it's dead with laugh, DWL.
Dead with laugh. Send them. I can float to get back.
You can blow
Good
on to
job,
get to the
Adrian.
back.
Good job.
Let me tell you, that was not a compliment. Listen, you try to float on these things. I promise I'll turn you straight. I don't know your sexuality, but I will turn you straight if you're not floating on these.
No, goodness, Lord.
You're a mess.
Call them, Jesus, call them. I gotta be enough for me and my dog that's not here tonight. My bestie not here, so I gotta represent both of us. You know.
Yeah. So we're back to the topic. So basically,
don't brush me off because you thought for the comments.
So basically, we're trying to figure out why is it okay to mourn and commemorate the Caucasian things, history, things that took place in their life, but not okay to mourn things that took place in our life and in our history. So again,
Go ahead, Thomas. My bad.
How long should one mourn? We spoke to hold on, let me say this last thing. We spoke to a person today on the phone, and we was asking him, how long is too long, or how long is sufficient for mourning? And he was basically saying like 30 days, a week. So at some point when the situation is done and over, it's time to move on with your life. Because you probably knew somebody who died in 9/11. Yeah, you probably knew somebody that was in slavery. Yeah, you probably knew somebody who died in Rosewood. Yeah, but to commemorate it, you're reliving the hurt and the pain, which is not healthy.
The reality, go ahead, Lucy.
No, go ahead. I like the reality.
You go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Well, don't worry about it. I'll take it.
Nope. It's out of nation.
No, you shut your ass up. Juicy, go ahead. I'm yielding for him.
I see the topic is about mourning, and that is the grieving time period that we are missing that person. And that shouldn't be long because it's unhealthy to harbor those feelings. It messes up our gut and stomach flora.
Yep.
However, when you were speaking of the Holocaust, 9/11, and different incidents like that, that's a memorial that they're doing. And they do it to keep bringing awareness and to let the memory in it to live on. And we shouldn't do it because that will be empowering to us. For them, that's empowering because all of those people who passed on during those times, they're saints. Once they go through that time of that traumatic situation, and for them happening, that made them a saint to that. So to remember and to honor them is not in a grieving negative side. It's an uplifting and it's like promoting and giving a reward to them for going through what they went through.
I think that we never get over. I know, Tony. We never get over the loss. We only learn how to cope with it. Because you never really get over losing somebody. You just learn how to live with it and cope with it.
But I gotta say this, Juicy. I hear you loud and clear, but the whole stance of it is you can't say for one race of people that because the Holocaust happened that we're remembering them, we're commemorating them, or it's an honor or a celebration every time we turn around and talk about the Holocaust. Because truthfully, there was a lot of people that got slaughtered in the Holocaust. There was, but the Holocaust did not exceed 400 years.
Hold on. Hold on. Caller, you on the air? They hung up. Okay. We had a call here. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Holocaust did not exceed over 400 years. And on top of that, Black folks are still enduring financial hardship to this day behind all the 400 and some odd years of slavery that black people worked and built this country from the ground up and then getting paid a dime for it. So when I hear people say, you know, black folks should move on, slavery happened that far ago that they didn't have anything to do with it, you can't tell me that. You don't want us as a whole to say slavery happened, and or you really don't even want to acknowledge that slavery happened because you don't want to, you know, deal with sitting on the counselor's couch and dealing with the fact that white folks enslaved and brutalized and hung and killed and shot and sent dogs and water holes and cut babies out of women's stomach and fed them to alligators and things of that nature as bait. They don't. The white culture does not want to deal with the fact of the injustices that their family brought upon black people for almost 400 and still to this day close to 500 years of injustices to black Americans. And then we can't. You mean to tell me we can't commemorate or we can't celebrate that? But you want me to respect y'all celebration of the Holocaust or 9/11? Yes, I'm sorry that happened to people, but we're talking about something that the Holocaust happened when maybe a little bit over 100, close to almost 150 years ago, if that. And 9/11 happened 20 years ago, and every year and Pearl Harbor happened almost 70 years ago, and we're reliving that every day. Every year. Every year on those days that those things happen, we're reliving those. And you want people to donate money to this. You want people to take a moment of silence for this. When do you take a moment of silence for over millions and millions of blacks that were killed all across the United States and other countries during slavery? We don't hold a memory. Well, most blacks should, but we don't have something to memorize or commemorate slavery. We are told to don't even talk about it. Black kids don't even learn about slavery in school to know that these are the things that the white people did, that the same white people that we go and put our lives on the line for in our military, the same white folks that we work for every day. These are the ancestors or the children or the great-grandchildren of those people that did that to black people. And then for us the whole honor.
Wait, we do talk about slavery in school, but we don't go
in depth.
In depth as much as we should. We go a little bit, but we don't go to the details. We're politically correct teaching about slavery.
But the reason we talk about slavery because there's another reason. If you tell blacks kids in the beginning of school, when they first start going to school, if we're going to talk about black people, that black people were kings and queens and things all across this country, you will empower black kids to feel like kings and queens throughout their lives because they feel like they came from royalty. But if the only thing that you teach black kids is that they came from slavery, they already have they're already looked upon by other races as nobody, because that's what you're teaching, that we were slaves. No, we were brought into slavery. We were never slaves. We were brought into slavery.
That's the same reason why they do as far as the mourning and saying that we can't mourn, but they can. Same reason.
Because they don't want us to be empowered. And like I told Tony when we was talking about this, if you look at the Holocaust never happened in the United States of America. It never happened in the United States of America. But America has paid Jewish people who have participated and lost families in the Holocaust millions and billions of dollars since it happened. Why? But when black folks who were enslaved, murdered, shackled, chained down, thrown off of ships when they died, trying to bring them from Africa and things like that in other countries, we were told that, guess what? We can't even fight to try to get reparations. Why? Why is it that we can give other countries, other people who were not that had no injustices done to them by the United States, like the Holocaust, that we can donate millions and millions of dollars to them, but we can't give those same millions and millions of dollars to the black people whose families and ancestors who lost their lives and things like that in the United States. So fuck a goddamn 9/11 and a Holocaust. Can you hear me?
Oh, y'all couldn't hear me, but I'll go ahead and say the whole.
What you mean, fuck 9/11?
I'm gonna say this again.
Black people passed away there too. Wasn't just white people that died.
Listen. When I say that, I don't mean in disrespect for the people that lost their lives. I'm talking about the corporation and the business side of it that makes money off of this every year because people mourn and have not gotten over it, and they use it as a tactic to build funds for America and the corporation that it is. Not the people that died in the family. I ain't saying that in the sense of if the families that went through that hardship. I'm just saying that we have to look a little bit deeper.
So you're saying they're collecting funds, is what you're saying? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
Yes, they do.
Every year something for 9/11 is being sold.
Yes.
Sold, yeah. You talking about like memorabilia and items and stuff like that to commemorate it?
Yeah, that money's not going to the family.
But answer this question. Why haven't those families that lost their lives in 9/11, why haven't they been given compensation like that, how they give out the Jews every year for the Holocaust? Why those people haven't? Why is it that our military veterans whose families died in Pearl Harbor at war for the United States, why is it that we have more veterans on the street homeless and we don't have anything to really help them get off of it? Like T7 said, PTSD. Them folks dealt with some things on that ship, and some of those people are still living to this day, and their families had to go through some traumas too that haven't been dealt with. And we don't take care of our veterans the same way we take care of the Jewish people who was over there at Holocaust. What about when we dropped the bomb over there in Pearl Harbor? I mean, not Pearl Harbor, after Pearl Harbor on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. You don't hear them talk about it, but they still take care of Japan, China and Japan right now behind that situation right now, paying them for going over there dropping this goddamn on atomic bomb on them people. That's how them folks was able to get back up financially after that because the United States paid them so many billions of dollars. But they don't talk about that in school. They don't tell you about how much money they done paid them folks for what they did to their people over there, because there's people over there still dealing with the after effects of the doggone bombs being dropped on them over there, even to this day.
You know why we don't get any money like that? Because we not a people. We only 3/4.
That's what they say.
I wonder, and I think we should do some research and find out how to do this. How and who do you talk to rewrite the Constitution to make us a human?
Wait.
I think it would have to fall into our second agreement, our rights underneath the Second Amendment, not agreement. Sorry, we have to first act that one out, get them to step down, and then create our own system.
Miss Juice, I love when you be talking, but I'm trying to figure out what America that's gonna take place in.
Yeah, well, you know what? The thing of it is, I don't know. One thing, we got to stop the divide in the color, because in our United States of America, we have more registered gun carriers than the military has people in it. So we have enough people carrying guns and a power to do what needs to be done, and enough people who do not like what's being done to be done. The reason why it's not happening is because we're still divided as a people. We're still divided by the color. We're still divided by the money. If we set those differences aside, everybody got to eat. Everybody got to breathe. Everybody wants to live. If we put those principles at the forefront and set the other differences aside, and become one and go against who is against us, that's America right there. That's what we're built and supposed to be here to do. But
when we talk about mourning, it started out with me and Tony talking about, the loss of life. And I had a son that passed away, and he was born April 18th, 2012, and he passed away May 26, 2012, complications. And we buried him and things of that nature. I had to actually pull the plug and hold him until he passed away in my arms. And that was one of the hardest things I've had to do in my life, probably the hardest. And to go through the funeral process, to bury him. And, I was like, it bothers me because we go through that process, and I couldn't keep going back out to the grave to visit him. Like people make it something like what is it when people make
tradition?
Yeah, tradition thing. And I think that's what has to stop, because every year you're looking forward to going back to repeat this history that took place. I don't think you have to keep going back over and over and over, visiting this gravesite. First of all, that person's not there. Secondly, if you know God and you know yourself, that person or has gone back to its creator and it is in a better, safer place than where we are right now, and don't have to worry about pain, struggling, or anything no more. And then every year we repeat this same process. We repeat the same tears. We repeat the same hurt over and over and over again. Why? It's unhealthy to continue to do that, because, like Juicy said earlier, it messes with your stomach. It gives you ulcers. It gives you headaches, migraines. After the third time of me going out there, after the third year, I told myself that I was never going out there again like that, because he's not there. So I'm not gonna keep going to visit a tomb and knowing that my child is no longer there. I'm not gonna keep dragging myself mentally like that. But it's people that walk around here doing this same process for 30 years. 30 years you've been doing the same thing for 10, 15 years of feeling this pain and hurt instead of dealing with it and let it go and move forward with life.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You trump me.
Go ahead, me.
Go ahead, girl.
I was gonna just say, some people find peace in the cemetery and going to the grave, and they find comfort in being there. I was brought up very. Today I kind of want to say emotionless. My mom was like, you don't miss people, because if you want to see them, go see them. You want to talk to them, call them. So don't waste that energy to miss someone that is around. You miss the people who are dead because they're no longer here. And people be like, I miss you. And I'm like, why? I mean, I'm right here. What did you miss about me that you couldn't have had because it's right here? Then she would talk to us and say, you were looking for sympathy. It's in a dictionary between shit and syphilis. So she brought us up to be like, kind of like not to care in that sense. But my father just recently passed, and my friend who passed of scleroderma, those two impacted me in a sense that I grieved, I mourned, and I had a miss energy go over me too. But what I realized is I wasn't ready to let them go. There were still things that I desired to do and enjoy with them. So that prolonged my mourning. What I did with my friend to help me get through my grieving and my mourning process, because it was like, this is too much. And I need to start doing it again with my father, because I find myself still finding times to cry when I shouldn't, because he is in a better place. However, the things I wanted to do that I felt like I missed out the opportunity to do, I still did them, I'd take a picture of her with me so we could still be doing it together. Or I'd take something that reminded me of her so I'd still be doing it with her. And the energy felt like I was in the company of, because her spirit, I felt it there versus her actual physical being. But and that 30 days, like how I feel today, based off how I was brought up, I don't think you could put a time period on it. I think it's about how that individual and what they need to go through to get to where they have to be. And some take a long time, but that's when maybe therapy might need to be taken up, to seek some help, because too long, stress kills.
Do you think 5 years is healthy?
No. However, they usually, like when I was studying, 5 years was about the amount of time, 3 to 5 years that it took for you to get over that loved one's death and start moving forward in life in a better place.
Right.
And this one thing I see often, especially in the Black community, is, let's say your loved one who passed away, birthday is March 1st. Every year y'all having a birthday party for that person on the day that would have been their birthday, with t-shirts, balloons, everything, cake, but they're not there. You're still celebrating the dead person's birthday.
That's because, to me, people don't be ready to let people go. And you have to learn to let people go. Just like, you hold on to relationships and you don't be want to let them go. And, if you love a person, I try to do my best as a son, for my mom while she lives here, my auntie that helped raise me. And I try to get them their flowers and things of that nature while they are alive right now, so that they can enjoy those things. I mean by my flowers, I mean my love, my admiration, my respect, my dedication, and everything I can to them to show appreciation of how they raised me to be the man that I am, and things of that nature. And then if God called them home before he called me home, I don't never want to be that person that is regretting the time that I didn't get to spend with them. I don't want to be that person that still got a damn voicemail of their mama and auntie and people voices on their phone calls, still paying a person phone bill so that they could just hear that voicemail one more time. If you give these people the love and the respect while they're here, your soul can rest knowing that you did all you can do. And there's no need, because you never go without them, because they are a part of you. So you're never like without. And I just, I teach my kids right now that, at any time God can call y'all dad home. Your dad, God can call your mom home. And I don't want you having that type of remorse about me passing on. I want you to understand that I did the best that I could. I tried to be the best father that I could be, and that I tried to raise you to be better than I was, and to hold on to that and not the fact that my dad is gone, because I do plan on one day maybe seeing you again in a better place than here. So we just have to learn to give our loved ones flowers and things, and appreciate and love on each other while we're here, because that day of expiration. And you know what? One of the things is, I remember reading in the Bible where the Bible say, God say, let the dead bury the dead.
I was gonna say that.
He said, I didn't say that. God said, let the dead bury the dead. So that means once they gone, they not in the graveyard. They gone. They gone to get ready for judgment. So we got to just understand that maybe some people, maybe a year or two it takes to get over something like that. But to be holding on to this ceremonial process, going through this shit every year, is a bit ridiculous and redundant to me.
I agree 100%.
Miss Savage, I haven't heard much from you, love. Let me hear from you.
I liked how she rolled her eyes just then.
What'd you say, Juicy?
You had looked up when he said something. I said I liked how you looked up this then. Body language speaks.
She can get her eyebrows wiped off if she do it again.
They're not drawn on. What's wrong with you? I mean, when it comes to death, I just have that one line I said in the beginning. That's how I feel about it. You never get over it. You just know how to cope with it, and that's my opinion on death. I feel like, in the biblical sense, or the Christian sense, or the religious world, or whatever you call it, a lot of people that are practicing Christians that actually practice it like they should, leaning depend on the fact that you will see your loved one again on the other side. So that's how a lot of people that I know, learn how to cope with death in such a short time. If that makes sense. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Makes great sense. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah. That's just how I feel. You never get over it. You just learn how to cope with it, how to live with it. And you have that hope knowing that when you die, if you go to heaven, you're going to see your people again. And that's what we're taught. That's what we believe. And that's what you believe. That's what I believe. Just speaking for me, I'm not ready to die. But I want to, be in a position to where I do die, I can go to heaven and see my people. So,
I looked at the scripture where they said, "Let the dead bury the dead," and how I was saying, when people pass on and they hold them as saints, when a Black person passes on, we don't see our ancestors as saints. We transition them from life to death. We don't transition them from life to everlasting life. And that's what they do when they have someone pass on. They aren't passing on and dying. They're passing on and continuing. They're passing through a realm and going on to another journey. And so they are celebrating them because that gives them energy to keep going on. In Kabbalism, that is the reason that they have those death anniversaries. And each death anniversary of the saint that passed on, and every day of the year, like a Jewish calendar, they've got somebody on almost every day of the year of when that person died and what they did on that day. And they have them marked as good energy days or bad energy days, because that person might not have been that good of a person, but he still became a saint because he died. And it's the way they carry on the legacies of their loved ones, where we go from ashes to ashes, dust to dust, from here back to the ground.
But Juicy, so basically, I'm trying to determine who makes someone a saint, because that's something that I feel that should be ordained by God, if that's the case, not man. Because
so we would say death does, because God is God is overall, and that's God's calling.
Okay, so again, man can't make a decision on who is a saint, because the only person that can judge that is God. So how do human beings who are just as fragile and just as human as the person that passed away make a royal decision to say, we're gonna deem this person a saint, we're gonna deem this person? No, your ass is out of here, and you got to go before judgment. And we don't know past death what is next. And no, I don't care what religion you are in or what faith you have, because it's black people in Africa whom we had a different religion before we came to America, and the way that they wrapped their ancestors up and did certain ceremonial things, and that's called voodoo. If you look at it in America right now, that's considered to be voodoo, to be talking about your ancestors and you talking to your ancestors this and that. Now that's not considered to be um sanctifying somebody. That's considered to be witchcraft and voodoo in the United States.
And the only reason why it is because that's what the black culture does, which is the same thing but just a different title. Words are symbols used for us to communicate, to bridge the gap. A saint is nothing but a spirit that has departed into heaven. So what determines a person to be a saint? You're right. Who knows who went to heaven, but they say God. Who even knows what heaven is? So it's a person.
Donnie McClurkin says saint is a sinner that fell down but got up.
And we never would have made it.
Listen, Savage, I'm surprised you ain't had no song for that one, baby. I was waiting.
No, listen. Never made it.
There you go. There you go. But see, but Juicy,
I was trying to be good. You F me back up now.
But Juicy, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to that, when people go over to the next, to supposedly going back to the Creator, we're saying they're saints. Their spirits is sanctified, and that they're saints. Them same spirits that gonna go get judged gonna end up being in hell too sometimes. So they couldn't have been saints.
That's another thing that behooves me at time of death. Everybody want to stand up in the pulpit and be like, yeah, Roger died and he was a good old man and blah, blah, blah. He's in a better place now and he's with the Lord in heaven and he's in his bosom. And no, first of all, he was a hell raiser. He was right here murdering, killing, stealing, robbing, beating people. You know what I'm saying? Never repented, don't go to church, didn't pay tithes, didn't pay offering, never paid taxes, lived by the sword, died by the sword. Y'all know that. So how can you stand in the pulpit and be like, well, he was a good person because he brought you money every week? Because he has some good ding-a-ling.
Or some flirtatious breast.
Some nice tongue.
No. What did you call
You better know it.
So, when I think about it, I just feel like me and everybody got that, but I just think that after a few years, it's okay to always remember that you loved them. But to go through the ceremonial thing of, everything that I mean, you can look at people, everybody, when next year come around, when the 4th of July comes, you're going to see people say, the 4th of July supposed to be by Independence Day. And it had nothing to do about black folks' independence. It was about
we celebrate Juneteenth.
Okay. Listen, y'all talking about, I've been knew about Juneteenth.
You saying about you. I just said when we celebrate. Anybody actually when you knew about it?
But we're celebrating a false day because ain't nobody damn free.
Okay, Legacy. We don't have enough time to debate this. It's 10:44. So you
don't have school in the morning, beautiful. You don't have school in the morning.
Listen, I'm not standing up arguing with you about no Juneteenth and Independence Day. My baby got her ACT in the morning. She got to be there by 8.
So, well, let's tell you what. We'll pick this up on another time, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna go ahead and close out with that. We're gonna have Miss Juicy. Could you please enlighten the A.T.L world on how they can get in contact with you?
Well, we have a banner, and I'll read it to you.
We have a banner. Go ahead, Ben Black. Read your banner, girl.
You can find me on Facebook as Nicole Gracefully Perseveres, or you can call my number. This is my office line, 785-422-6949. Or Instagram, Miss Beautiful. And you can get all of your holistic and nutrition needs.
All right.
YouTube channel as well. What's your YouTube?
Oh, goodness. It's called The Enlivening. ENLIVENING. The Enlivening.
For sure. And we'll move forward with the vibracious, voluptuous T Savage. Give it to him.
I forgot to tell you I wore my purple shirt to work yesterday. And the kids say, Miss Burns, what's on your shirt? I said, that's a show that I'm on. I'm a part of with my family. Oh, which one is you? I said, the one with my face on it. And which one is me? Stay in school forever, little boy. Stay in school forever. Forever. Don't ever quit. Ever.
Don't you ever quit.
Okay. My IG is T Savage 1000. Facebook, All Your Drinking Birds. TikTok at T Savage. At T_Savage 100. Birds on you at gmail.com. 786-525-4691.
How you
doing? Say that a little slower. I didn't write that down fast enough.
Let me tell you what you do. Like I did your information. You just screenshot it.
And it's right there.
That's what I did too for yours.
Did you do it for mine?
The iPhone has a new feature with the
I know how to contact you, half pipe.
But all right.
How you doing?
We're gonna get ready to move on to the gentleman, the man, the myth, the great one, Mr. Anthony Brown, our boss that makes it.
Wait. I just noticed you ain't put TeAma information up there.
Well, we ain't got to TeAma yet.
No, normally it's TeAma, it's Juicy, then TeAma, then me, then Legacy, and then Tony. That's how I go.
See, you wrong. It's Tony, then Legacy.
Whatever. TeAma be way at the top. Don't be leaving my dog out.
We showed a commercial at the beginning.
We showed a commercial.
Just in time accessories. Okay?
Do it. Then,
I don't know it by heart.
I thought you did.
No.
Please put TeAma up there before we get
too, and I was about to say you get the best bud award.
Just in time accessories. Instagram TeAma01, Facebook.com/TeAma.Copeland1, 954-873-6659. Just in time accessories at gmail.com. www.justintimeaccessories.com. We have the bling and everything in between. Yes. And I'm telling my bestie, I can't wait for this broadcast. He's gonna call her, girl, let me tell you how they skip your stuff.
Don't say they.
She'll know who it is. She know who run the show, little half price Legacy. And like he in charge of everything.
Oh God. I just don't. Well, let's move forward.
And tell people they can find you, sir, because I'm ready to smoke one of them folks God and the mama was talking about.
Listen, let's bring out the guy that make it possible for all of us to have this platform to be able to give our intake and thoughts that we run through our brains sometimes. Our boss, Mr. Anthony Brown.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Anthony Brown. You can find me on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as YouTube under The Anthony Brown Show. I'm a YouTuber, influencer, a mentor. And as I always tell everybody, grind until you shine.
All right. This is where it goes, everybody. I am Legacy the Great. You can find me at, I can barely see it, but T Savage, I need you to read that for me. Oh, you muted now. Could you give it to him?
Hold on 1 second. Oh, go ahead, Juicy. I'm quiet.
Legacy the Great, Facebook.
Audreen Williams.
YouTube.
And they meant a nightmare. Our nightmare. Go ahead.
Antonio Williams. Email AUNYAWMS121@gmail.com. or 229-630-7615.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Miss Cakes. I appreciate that.
888 DIAL a hole. That's 188 dial a hole. Let's
Extension ATL.
Oh my goodness, they're closing, y'all. I just want to leave. I want to leave this with y'all thought before we get out of here tonight. That nobody's telling anybody not to hold on and love the memories of their loved ones that were lost in any tragic or even just passing on to, a greater journey in life. We all are and will one day, make that journey as well. But never drag your mind, never drag your heart and your energy out of you for continuing to hold on to someone or something that has also gone on to greater glory. I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart and from the A.T.L show. We out of here. A.T.L.
A.T.L.
A.T.L. They're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, TeAma, T7, Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best in this shit, that's fact. And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you other cats just fell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, man, shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking open hell with things. This whole little feeling foggy. I be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. I'm on against me. Must be you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is took. This the message. Hope it leave you from me rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
A.T.L.